what's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE NXT UK Review, the show from June 19th, 2019. And your commentators were Vic Joseph, and unfortunately, no Nigel McGuinness, but taking his spot for that one episode is Aiden English. Now, I'm assuming that, not Maru, I was going to say, I meant to say, Nigel McGuinness. He's probably on an assignment that WWE always got news where pertains to commentators not being there. Um, so yeah, it was Vic Joseph and English, and yeah, not bad for a commentary team for NXT UK for this week. But they were at the Download Festival, which was in England. So let's get to the show. And I'm gonna rip Triple H apart here because Triple H is also involved with NXT UK, so I gotta rip him apart for this one. I'll get to that momentarily. We get Kenny Williams versus Cassius Ohno, and match itself, it was decent opening. In the end, it was Cassius Ohno getting the win over Kenny Williams. After the match, Cassius Ohno was walking on the stage, get ready to leave. All of a sudden, we hear Walter's music hit, and basically, when Walter came out, he didn't come alone. He came out with the rest of Imperuim, which is Alexander Wolf, Fabian Eichner, and Marcel Bardell. And as soon as Cassius Ohno saw them, he went on the other side, basically exit stage left, in a way. Well, in my camera view, it was exit stage left, but from his point of view, it was exit stage right. But anyways, but Walter, the NXT champion, or should I say the NXT UK champion? Excuse me. That's Alan Cole, by the way. Alan Cole is the NXT champion. NXT UK champion is Walter. So they came out, and I noticed the outfit they were wearing. And once they got into the ring, because they were making their way to the ring, and that's when on the WWE Network they went to commercial to show their ads of WWE Stomping Grounds. So we get back into the ring, and here's a camera shot of what they were wearing, folks. What pertains to them being a team, a faction known as Imperuim. One moment. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, folks. I didn't have my headphones. I had my headsets on. My apologies. Didn't know if you heard me or not, but I apologize for that. I just remember I got the wire connected, so I apologize. So let me say this again. WWE NXT UK review, June 19th, 2019. Vic Joseph and Eddie English on commentary. No Nigel McGuinness, because I'm assuming he was on assignment by WWE. They're at the Download Festival in England. The opening match was Cassius Ohno defeating Kenny Williams, which I thought was a good match. Or should I say, in a way, it was a decent match. Then we get to Cassius Ohno, walking off because Imperuim comes out, which is Walter, Fabian Eichner, Marcel Bardell, and Alexander Wolf. So basically, Cassius Ohno saw coming. He was like exit stage left. From my camera view, that's what I saw. But from his side of it, it was exit stage right. So now what I was going to talk about here, in case you didn't hear me, because the microphone was, the mic from this piece basically was far away from me. I apologize for that. It's the outfits that they were wearing. That Walter, Fabian Eichner, Marcel Bardell, Alexander Wolf, Imperuim are wearing, because they're a team, a faction, right? So they gotta look almost like it's exactly the same, pertains to what they're wearing. And this is one thing I want. And also I want to mention this too, what pertains to this episode of NXT UK, which Triple H is also involved with this too as well. It's not just whoever else behind the scenes. But Triple H is basically his baby too. Represents NXT UK, just like with NXT. I gotta blame Triple H for this one. Represents the outfit they're wearing, and there's something else I need to blame Triple H too as well. What represents to the show itself. So this is the outfit that Triple H had the WWE design for Imperium to wear because they're a faction, and here it is. Very little closer. They're wearing track jackets and sweatpants. Now I get if you want to sell this on WWEshop.com, what pertains to any Imperium fans, Imperium fans of NXT UK, that's fine. Let the fans wear that. Don't have Imperium, a faction, wear this. Have them wear a suit. That's what they should be wearing. Make them your UK version of Evolution by having them wearing a suit. Instead, you have them wearing track jacket and sweatpants and these sneakers. I mean, the cool sneakers though, but still. What the fuck? Again, you want if you want so you want that going around, on WWEshop.com for any Imperium fans for NXT UK, sell it on WWEshop.com then. Don't have these guys wear it. By the looks of it, they look like they're about to have a they're ready to go tracking after this. Go hike on a mountain with those on. But besides that, we get Barcel kind of promo to the fans that that are booing him because they want him to talk, and he takes jabs at the fans by saying that they think they are there to entertain them, but they're not. They stand in the mat because it's sacred, and basically pertains to Imperium, and said, they're here to restore the honor of their sport. And then we have Fabian Eichner talking. He says, as you saw last week, our numbers have increased. Yes, you can see that. Thanks for stating the obvious there, Fabian Eichner. And he says, our unit is now complete. You will respect our votes. And he says NXT UK will be NXT UK, you will obey, basically. Okay. So then Alexander Wolf talks. And then the crowds were chanting for Sanity because, Alexander Wolf used to be part of Sanity. The faction that WWE main roster failed. But anyways, he says when he saw an opportunity to join Imperium, he had no doubts. Basically taking a jab at, the Sanity faction in a way, basically. He claims that he felt right to join the faction. Again, taking a little jab there to Sandy. And he says he also said because this unit treats professional wrestling with respect. So basically, Sandy doesn't respect professional wrestling. Again, taking jabs at in a way taking jabs at Sandy, the faction. And finally, we get to Walter, the NXT UK champion, talking. And he calls out Travis Banks, saying that he may have a championship opportunity, but things will be done the way he wants. Walter revealed that the title match will take place next week, obviously. So then we get the Kiwi Buzzsaw, Travis Banks, coming out. And this is where Triple H, of his booking rise on the show here, made a mistake here too. Not just because of Imperium with them wearing track jacket and the sweatpants, but with Travis Banks coming out. He says he has no problem fighting Walter next week because he works for years to earn the opportunity, and he promised Walter to bring everything that he and then he also wants Walter to bring everything he got too. And then the segment ended right there. And I said to myself, wait, that's it. So no Travis Banks walking to the ring, looking face to face to Walter. Just he came out there to say what he had to say, and that was it. Are you fucking kidding me? That was trash. You could be wasting everyone's time there. You know, the fans were not happy about this segment. Because they were too busy chanting, you know, I think we want wrestling something like that. I don't know. I don't know. The point is the fans were not pleased about this. You know, and this was before Travis Banks came out. I'm not gonna blame on Travis Banks here. Now, if you wanted Travis Banks to say that, why couldn't he just show up on the Tempotron there and say what he had to say, and that was it? So you're telling me your build up was Travis Banks coming out there to say that to to respond to Walter of what Walter said in the ring, and Travis Banks just stands on the stage and then they just have a stare down from far away from each other. I thought that was stupid. Again, if you wanted on that point to come across, have Travis Banks appear on the Tempotron to deliver the message to Walter. Like for example, back in the days of WCW, where you had Chucky, you know, the good guy doll from Bride of Chucky, you know, end up on the Tempotron and he's talking trash to Rick Steiner. Yeah, it's a bad comparison, but at the same time, he's you know, they came across that point what pertains to you know, finally revealing who was laughing the entire time, all these weeks on Nitro, and it ends up being Chucky, and he ends up you know, and showed up on the Tempotron by talking trash to Rick Steiner because he messed with Scott Steiner and whatever that jibber jabber, and also to promote his movie Bride of Chucky. But at least they came a point across from there. Chucky didn't, you know, obviously we're not expecting Chucky to come out there. Back in at that time, I wasn't expecting Chucky. You know, I was not expecting Chucky to come out there to confront Rick Steiner. But at the same time, what pertains to Travis Banks and Walter, there was no need for Travis Banks. There was no need for Travis Banks to come out there. Travis Banks was fine. He could have been fine just being backstage, you know, cutting a promo as the Tempotron gets turned on for Walter could listen to him what he had to say backstage. So yeah, I thought that was stupid, and I said to myself, that's how you gonna build up your match for the United Kingdom Championship. I mean, I'm not expecting them to touch each other, you know, where it pertains to Travis Banks and Walter, you know, getting physical with each other. I'm not saying that's what they should do, but I wish they could have done something better than just have Travis Banks come out there and talk while he just stands on stage and Walter just stand in the ring. It's so ridiculous. It was ridiculous. But whatever, right? What do I know? Norm Norgus in the View. He was outside. I guess it was raining at the. I'm assuming, responding about the fans, you know, for taking a dive for NXT UK, whatever. But he often still, you know, and claiming that he's just coming off of a career-threatening injury. Also, he sees Kenny Williams getting ready to go into his dressing room, I'm assuming, or his trailer, wherever. So he's basically, you know, he wonders if Williams is interested in coming under his wing. And he basically described it in a way because he lost to, or Kenny Williams lost to Cassius Ohno, if I could get it out of my mouth, you know, if I could spit it out basically. But then tells Williams that he could be the perfect supporting act, but Williams was not interested. But basically, Norman Dar gives him time to think it through and all that. So whatever. We'll see how that turns out. I'm assuming that's going to lead to a match. So, The Hunt versus Gallus, which is Wolfgang and Mark Coffey. Match happens. It was physical. It was interesting. And that's it. That's all I thought about the match. But Gallus wins the match. Wasn't a bad match, but you know, I'm supposed to believe that the Hunt, with their size, they could measure up against Wolfgang and Mark Coffey of Gallus. But hey, they didn't make them strong though. But at the end of the day, they lost. At the end of the day, they lost, which I knew they was going to lose anyway. Because that's why I wasn't into the match that much. Because the end game is that Gallus was going to win anyways. There was going to be no revenge for the Hunt to get back at Gallus for what happened to them. From 2 weeks ago. But then Joe Coffey comes out, and they start attacking the Hunt, and then all of a sudden we get Dave Mastiff come out to make things even. But then Gallus leaves the ring. Triple H brought some Raw booking on NXT UK and more pertains to NXT. Well, I'll get to that when I get to that review. Mustache Mountain, they were being interviewed by Ramsey about they're gonna they're gonna get the opportunities finally against the grizzled young veterans for the NXT UK Tag Team Championships in 2 weeks' time. And there you go. Not much to say about that. The interview was it's all right. Main event time. For the winner of this main event, which it'll feature the NXT UK Women's, where the winner of this Battle Royal will get a future title shot against the NXT UK Women's Champion, Toni Storm. I meant to say, excuse me, not Toni Nese. Toni Nese is WWE Cruiserweight Champion. I get them mixed up sometimes. I apologize for that. I think it's done that a few times already before, but I apologize though. My fault. So who's in the match? You had Xia Brookside, Ginny, Jassy Gabbard, excuse me. Kelly Ray, which she's my pick, but I'll get to her momentarily. Piper Niven, Rhea Ripley. And they show some women that didn't make the entrance, by the way, because they went to commercial break because they wanted to do their network plugging for the advertisement. So you have Kenny Floss, who didn't get an entrance. Two other women that didn't get the entrance, and they didn't mention their names in the match. Isla Dawn, who also didn't get an entrance. Killer Kelly, who also didn't have her. She didn't have her entrance too. Am I missing anyone else? Oh yeah. Nina Samuels. The Nina Samuels show, right? What happened with that push, right? It's the Nina Samuels show, and she doesn't get an entrance. Oh boy, Triple H, you really blowing it with these pushes you give to these women's. So the match began, and you have Jassy Gabbard dominating the women's battle royal. She eliminates Candy Floss. No, I'm sorry. She eliminated the two women that I don't even know who they are, because again they didn't mention who. They didn't explain who they were. There were two women in the match that I didn't know who they were, and the commentators failed to explain that. How am I supposed to know who these two women are if not gonna even bother mentioning them? Why even put them in the match? Why even put them in the match if you're not gonna mention their names? But Jassy Gabbard eliminated two nobodies, and this was going to eliminate Kenny Floss, but then Ginny stops her, and she's decided to eliminate Kenny Floss. Now Kenny Floss, I know who she is because I've seen her playing times on NXT UK. But the other two women, I don't know who they are. And they had Jassy Gabbard to eliminate two nobodies, and meanwhile she tried to eliminate Kenny Floss, and the only person that got to eliminate her was Ginny, because Ginny wanted to get an elimination, because she's got Jassy Gabbard as her lackey, that she works for her, that she basically Jassy Gabbard works for her, that Ginny's going to order her around, and basically Jassy's going to be told by Ginny to what to do next. And why am I again upset with this one? Well, I'll tell you why after I get to this one. So Kaylee Ray is in the middle of brawling with Sarah Brookside. And Sarah Brookside, I can't remember how she did it. Either she went up the second rope to do a hurricanrana or something like that. But either way, that ended up tossing Kaylee Ray out of the ring, but she went through the ropes throughout the entire match. And I'll get to that part. I'll get to that part at the tail end of the match. But then we get to Jassy Gabbert being double teamed by Sarah Brookside, and I believe by, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Isla Dawn. I don't remember if it was between those two at the time, but anyways, so basically it ended up happening with Piper Niven and Jassy Gabber, where they're both on the apron. Sarah Brookside drop kicks the leg of Leslie. No, Piper Niven picks up Jassy Gabber to for her to go over, but she lands on the apron. But then Sarah Brookside drop kicks her leg. Basically, Jassy Gabber gets eliminated by Sarah Brookside, and Ginny now is on her own. And I see myself, wow. I mean, she's not. She's not buried and all that. She was protected in a way because she was being she was too busy being trying to take care of Piper Niven, who tried to eliminate her and everything. And then Sarah Brookside took advantage of it. So in a way, they kind of protected her. But at the same time, you got Jassy Gabber, who eliminated two nobodies from the match that we don't know who the fuck they are. Meanwhile, Ginny gets to eliminate one of them. That which we all do. We all for those who watch NXT UK, we all know who Kenny Floss is. And then in the end, Sarah Brookside, who we all know very well, by the way, who's the daughter of Robbie Brookside, she eliminates Jassy Gabber. And that was it for her being the Battle Royal. But I was wondering if they would have her last longer along with Ginny. What would have been the outcome of that? But we never know because they decided to get rid of her early. So Ginny was is by herself here with Sarah Brookside, Piper Niven, and Isla Dawn. Basically triple teaming her. They try to eliminate her, but then Jassy Gabber grabs her and then goes to the other side and puts her back in the ring, and then we get lots of officials to kick her out. But it didn't matter anyways. What pretends to Ginny get back in the ring because at the end of the day, she got eliminated by Sarah Brookside. So what was the point of that? Rhea Ripley took shots. Was taking shots at Killer Kelly. Killer Kelly also took do some shots in there too. But at the end of the day, it was Rhea Ripley getting the better of Killer Kelly. There were 6 women left, including Kaylee Ray. See, they try to do this whole thing where Kaylee Ray was out of the ring, but she wasn't eliminated from the match because she didn't go over the top. So that's what they try to play you here. They try to play. They want to make you to forget that Kaylee Ray was not was eliminated from the match. That we forgot about Kaylee Ray. She never got eliminated. Nope, they didn't fool me. And that pissed me off. I'll get to why. So Isla Dawn and Sarah Brookside double teams on Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley fights them off. Rhea Ripley ends up eliminating Isla Dawn. Meanwhile, Sarah Brookside being trapped in the corner by Rhea Ripley at one point. Rhea Ripley and Piper Niven and Rhea Ripley ends up having a showdown. They start fighting back and forth. They both went over the ropes. And fight on the apron. Sarah Brookside kicks Rhea Ripley out of the apron. And while that happened, she got eliminated. She grabs the hair of Piper Niven and takes her down with her. Like, holy shit, that was good booking right there. And then Sarah Brookside in the ring, thinking that she won. But no, Kaylee Ray comes in at the end of it. Clothesline, throws Sarah Brookside, and that's it. What? Now here's the thing. I knew Kaylee Ray was gonna win. Kaylee Ray. I knew she was gonna win anyways. She was obviously she was my favorite. And if you see my review last week, I picked her as my favorite to win. Obviously, and on top of that too, with the story building up that Kaylee Ray, it's not being mentioned at one point by Toni Storm, and then Toni Storm did also brought her up, and then at one point Toni Storm did brought her up, that, and Kaylee Ray is winning matches after matches for Toni Storm to finally recognize that Kaylee Ray is a threat, that. Now, and then we get to this point where Kaylee Ray, she was obviously my hand favorite pick to win here, but the way they did it was so fucking stupid. You mean to tell me that with her being dominant since making her debut on NXT UK, she gets in the Battle Royal, and she's not in the match that much until the end. I hate that fucking bullshit. Fuck you, Triple H, for that. I want Kaylee Ray to win by being dominant. I didn't want her to win by doing this whole thing where she's outside the ring the entire time, and then she comes back in where the opportunity is on with one person in their left. That was so fucking stupid. A stupid way to build up Kaylee Ray. Unfucking believable. And on top of that too, it's supposed to be an important match where it pertains to the NXT UK Women's Championship, right? Where the fuck was Toni Storm? Why was she on commentary with Vic Joseph and Aiden English? Let alone, why couldn't they show her backstage watching on the monitor or something, to see the match? You see to pay attention to see who's gonna be the next number one contender. That's what they do all the time. This is what WWE always do. They always got their champions or wrestlers, whatever, by watching the monitor to see what's going on. That's what they always do. And for some reason they didn't do it for this one. And then when Kaylee Ray, when she's celebrating and all that, I'm thinking maybe Toni Storm's gonna come out there and they go have a face off here, face to face, and all that. Kaylee Ray kept doing this, as she's celebrating, and the show's over. No Toni Storm coming out there to confront her. Just show ended with Kaylee Ray celebrating in the ring. What? Not even Toni Storm couldn't come out there to confront her, face to face. Again, fuck you, Triple H. And this is what people who are praising that wants to take over WWE when Vince is gone. Well, I got news for you. Stephanie McMahon is the one's gonna be in charge. Triple H is still gonna be answering to a McMahon, and that's Stephanie McMahon when Vince is gone. Either when he decides to retire or when he drops dead. Either way, Triple H is gonna still have to answer to a McMahon, and that is his wife, Stephanie McMahon, which means he's gonna have his big balls in his wife's purse. And like what CM Punk said too, that he wears her panties because Stephanie McMahon wears the pants in the family. Now, as far as the show was, Told My Wrestling was 3 matches. 3 matches. My overall rating for the show, I'm going to go 5.5 out of 10. That being said, thank you all for watching. It's Natural Born Driller saying peace on the streets. For this was your WWE NXT UK review. Take care. And fuck Triple H.